This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today it's live third round coverage of the Alberta Classic. And now we go down to the first hole. Frank, it's a different feeling on the first tee on a weekend, third round of a championship like this than, say, on the first round, isn't it?
You know you've got the grips of the golf course. You know the holes that are birdieable out there. More importantly, too, you know how well you're playing. It's all in front of you. Sport. And that, with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
It's where we start to see shots in hand really valuable.
On to the second hole, 171 yards, tricky little par 3. Appears to be tracking well. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. You know his head is in a good place. You make the disappointing bogey at the first, put it behind you, come right back and make birdie at the second. Well done. So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right, par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Count that for eagle. Now to another par 3. This is the fourth hole, 192 yards, way down the hill.
It's going to play closer to 170 yards, Rich. You're going to have to reduce that distance by at least a couple of clubs. And consequently, if you hit one hanging up in the air, if you get a breeze that goes through that valley, it's going to start to sort of move that ball around. So just keep your eyes open there where that breeze is coming from.
Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Nice, solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong. Well, a hard hole after that tee shot has now become an easy hole.
It's the great equalizer. When you can drive the golf ball, Frank, just like that, boy, it opens up so many avenues, and he'll have plenty to choose from here. Looks good. Chance to make a birdie. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
That's how you keep a round going, making from that distance. Now at the sixth hole here at Banff Springs, it's a short par 4, only 373 yards, and the short par 4, Frank, all the rage in golf course architecture these days.
A lot more strategy involved when you've got a hole that you can nearly reach with a tee shot. It's how far back do you leave it, what sort of distance you want that second shot. All those things to compute. Straightforward, a little bit uphill. Basically, it's what you want for your second shot.
And getting ready for the putt. Pretty good effort right there. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. .602-yard par 5 7th hole. Frank, I'm guessing you want to take the big stick out and let it rip here.
Saw Rory McIlroy hit his tee shot here. So far, he had an iron in.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Oh no, look out, Frank, I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there, so close.
Why does he have all the luck?
It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank, only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
The distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you can perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now to hole number 9, 501 yards. It's a par 5.
Yeah, we finished with the third par 5 on the front 9. You're just going to come through those sort of chute of marvelous trees that define this fairway. Just avoid the right side. Something down the left side is going to open up the second shot. Rich, now's the time to knuckle down. I know things haven't gone right up to this point, but really, this is where you can still get something out of it. Just give yourself that opportunity. You're good enough.
Beauty of golf, Frank. One good strike comes off the center of the bat, one good result, and you begin to feel differently about things. Beautiful display of ball striking today. Really in control. And that's another GIR, green in regulation. Well, he's done it. That's an eagle right there. Tremendous effort. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. This looks like it's going to find the target.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the 11th hole. It's a par 4, 417 yards. Frank, what's the key here?
A nice little draw down that left side would be the ideal tee shot. The carry on the two little bunkers down the left side really isn't overly long, but
they're able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Good roll. Here at the 12th, par 4, 442 yards. Frank, what's ahead?
This one's called Big Boat. Hole certainly a lot longer than the 10th hole, which is Little Boat. Dog legs to the player's right. A couple of bunkers down the left side. That first bunker on the left shouldn't be too much of a problem to carry. But once again, even though the hole bends to the right, we'd like to be down the opposite side of the fairway, which is the left.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Well, Frank, here's another pretty long par 3, the 13th here at Banff Springs, 225 yards. What's the right play?
Well, unless they have that flag all the way in the back, that first two-thirds of the green is just like a nice big circle. You hit it anywhere on that, you're going to have a putt of some 20, 25 feet maximum for birdie.
And this is looking really good. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. And he has it for birdie. Well, here we are at the 14th hole. It's a par 4, 442 yards. You like this hole, Frank?
I do, but if you were spraying it off the tee here, then there's all sorts of problems. Bunkers left, trees right. This is a fairway you must hit.
Good contact, good result. Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Good swing, good shot yet again. Had a birdie here yesterday in their close. Great opportunity for another one. Locked in on the read and the speed. Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
I've played before.
Frank, looking out here on the 15th hole, this looks like a spot where you could really crank one that you could tell your buddies about.
It's another hole that suits a player that hits the ball right to left. It's no surprise to see why Rory McIlroy plays well around here. Nice, big, high towering draw. It's going to go that extra yardage because of the elevation.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. 18 feet from the bottom of the cup.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Good putt. Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favor a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it. Happiness is a long, 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 long walk after that one.
Second shot. Good look at the green. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. You always like that. Count it as a birdie. Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarcee, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
Oh my goodness, that is on in 1. Wow, what an incredible shot.
It's no snack though.
Oh, do that. Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Rich. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. And they've set up just a short on second shot. And really a chance to have a fast finish.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like. He's gonna love it. Great putt. Well, Frank, this sets up for an exciting finish here at Banff Springs, a 578-yard par 5.
There's just about a bunker in play for every length of tee shot here, so know exactly which one you can carry and exactly which one you cannot reach.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Alberta Classic. Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So a tester from 4 feet. Good effort and good par putt. Frank, how about the par 3 second hole?
The first of 5 par 3s the players will play today, Rich. This one's surrounded by bunkers, but certainly one of the shorter par 3s. So with a good tee shot here, you can imagine you could easily get a putt inside 10 to 15 feet for birdie.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Bogey here yesterday, now this for birdie. Right in the heart. So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here. Well,
this one should be safely on deck here. The This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. And no problems there.
Yeah, it keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Well, Frank, no doubt this is one of the most photographed holes in all of golf.
Yeah, Devil's Cauldron, just get to the front of the tee there, get the camera out. The vistas there are amazing. You see the mountains in the background. This green surrounded by the pine trees. Of course, if you like a lake or two, there's a lake just in front of that green. Just to give you that little color of blue in the snapshot you're going to take.
Like to look at them, not swim in them. Certainly not fish golf balls out. Oh, that hurts. Thought he had it. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Well, again, Frank, we get that good mix of holes here. We've had a couple of par threes, a short par five, and that opening par four. Now at the fifth hole, 424-yard par four.
The first bunker on the right, not really in play for the good players. Just be a little cognizant of that one on the left side, depending on what club you want to hit off the tee. Ideally, that line is the third bunker, the one in the distance. That's a good line off the tee here.
Down, little Sheba. Down! Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Boy, he looked like Ben Crenshaw right there. That was smooth and easy, right in the heart. Frank, you played at the highest level all over the world. What was a comfortable yardage for you on holes like this?
I actually had a club, believe it or not, that just the grooves on it, it would go 105 yards. It was a lofted sand iron, whether it was out of the first cut or up or the fairway. So if I could hit it around 100 yards, I could almost hit that distance with my eyes closed. After that, 70 yards was the next one. So everybody has that little sort of sweet spot with the wedge.
So that means on a hole like this, you were looking for something off the tee in the 265 to 270 range, and that would put what club in your hand?
Just in those days, it was a 53-degree sand iron. Yeah.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. These putts keep the round together. Has it. That's birdie. Well, Frank, how about this hole? 602 yards of par five, although I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. 602 yards these days for a long hitter.
What are you saying? It's a drive and a 7-iron?
That's a mid-range par five.
Well, yeah, 2 woods, the longer hitters will definitely get at home there, especially in good conditions. But bunker down the left, avoid that, carry that, and then we can think about the second shot.
Okay, the second shot now at this par five. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday. Wow. Nate Siegel makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now.
Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank. Only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
The distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, you think about the great putters of all time. I think the one name that generally jumps up with golf aficionados is Ben Crenshaw. And he learned to play and to putt from his beloved longtime instructor, Harvey Penick.
who taught Ben and Tom Kite and some others to play from, as he said it, from the cup backwards. And everybody loves power. We all like to drive it a long ways. But Harvey stressed the importance of the little shots, and obviously it paid off with Ben Crenshaw. This one's looking good.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look.
Good putt. Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Doing whatever he wants with that golf ball, moving it left, moving it right, hitting it straight when it's called for. He's doing it all. Wow, I didn't expect that. Just a little tap in here. Good solid par right there. So off the long par 3/10, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
Frank, here at the 11th hole, second shot, another chance to make a birdie.
Certainly is. The only thing you're guarding against here with that second shot into 11 is just going long. Pretty generous green once again, because it slopes back into the player's face. The ball's not going to kick forward.
Is for another birdie on this hole on the week. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Here at the 12th, par 4, 442 yards. Frank, what's ahead?
This one's called Big Boat. Hole's certainly a lot longer than the 10th hole, which is Little Boat. Dog legs to the player's right. A couple of bunkers down the left side. That first bunker on the left shouldn't be too much of a problem to carry. But once again, even though the hole bends to the right, you'd like to be down the opposite side of the fairway, which is the left.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. So early on the backside, here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. Could use this. Putt for par. He's made it. Frank, what are we looking at here at the par 4 12, 442 yards?
Players are really focused on that bunker down the left side. That's the one that has to be either laid up, which would be 286 yards off the tee, or sort of worked off. This could very well be a 3-wood off the tee. Just hit it straight at that left bunker.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and here's a good chance to make another one today. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Back here at the par 4 14th, and we are ready to tee off. 442-yard hole, Frank.
It's called Wampum. My Canadian's not that good, so I don't know what that means, but the way I decipher it, another little dog leg to the right with bunkers all over the place. It's sort of in the place where you'd like to hit the tee shot is exactly where that crop of, 5 bunkers down the left side. So you're going to have to somehow squeeze it just right of that. Very awkward tee shot.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Frank, looking out here on the 15th hole, this looks like a spot where you could really crank one that you could tell your buddies about.
It's another hole that suits a player that hits the ball right to left. It's no surprise to see why Rory McIlroy plays well around here. Nice, big, high towering draw. It's going to go that extra yardage because of the elevation.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, what about this second shot here at 15?
It's one of the longest par fours on the golf course, Rich, so you don't want to get too greedy. Green does open up on that left side. You see that bunker on the front of the green. It sort of protects that right side, so you've got to try and bring it in. One of the few shots you could actually cut it into this green. This golf course normally suits a draw, but this hole here you could do well with one that goes in the other direction.
Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favor a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it.
That's a good drive right there. Got all of it.
Did you hear the sound?
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Stroke that with authority. Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarcee, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Well, Frank, this sets up for an exciting finish here at Banff Springs, a 578-yard par 5.
There's just about a bunker in play for every length of tee shot here, so know exactly which one you can carry and exactly which one you can't reach.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
It really did.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. That's why you play the game, to stack up the wins. Great effort right there.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the International Challenge.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away instead, straight in. Amazing shot, and really deserves it.
Frank, another great example of links golf. It's not a particularly long hole, but there is trouble if you hit it offline.
Yeah, there's a bunker down there at about 280 yards that has to be avoided. Only the long hitters or perhaps the wind behind your back is the reason to take that bunker on.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Frank, you've navigated so many leaderboards in your career. This is the way to do it, isn't it?
Oh, there's plenty of holes ahead too, Rich. Third place, a really good position to be playing from here on in.
Now at the third hole here at Royal Troon, and Frank, another sort of short par 4, just 379 yards.
Yeah, simplicity's the key here, Rich. You don't really want to hit the ball more than 280 yards. Reason why is there's a burn there. And then from there, still only a wedge into a green that has 2 tiers.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Chance to get it close here. Frank, I'm thinking back to 1989 in the Open Championship. That was sort of our first chance to see the new playoff format at the Open.
That's right, Rich. In 1985, they decided to have a 4-hole playoff. And that had been changed too. In 1964, they went from a 36-hole playoff to an 18-hole playoff. And the reason why? My fellow countryman, Bob Charles, won in a 36-hole playoff in 1963. They realized 36 was too much. I think 4 holes right now is just perfect.
These putts keep the round together. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
And getting ready for the putt. Now at -2 for the day.
Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. Couple of birdies already on the card. Still early, Frank, but we've seen some solid play.
This is exactly how you want to start the first round of a tournament, Rich. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Beautiful approach shot there and a good chance to take advantage. So this is the third shot to the par 5. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
Now, the first par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 5th hole. A little bit more than 200 yards. What's the challenge here, Frank?
A lot depends on the breeze. Plus, you remember, you've got to allow for the roll and the bounce here. So anything pitching on the front of the green, let that ball release or kick towards the middle and back of the screen.
That would be a great look at birdie. Now a 7-footer. Starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. Well, Frank, typically when you step up to a par 5, you're thinking birdie, maybe even eagle. But this is 601 yards, a behemoth. It's long, and you can get punished for a mistake here, can't you?
It used to be the longest par 5 on the Open Championship Rota. But remember, there's humps and hollows that can always be used in your advantage, to your advantage. If you aim it down the right side, the ball normally kicks back towards the middle of the fairway. So that's the side to be aiming on. Well, it's going to take a good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's that sneaky distance.
Oh, do that. All right, Frank, how about the 6th hole, long par 5?
Yeah, 3 bunkers off the tee. Avoid those. But if you hit a good one, certainly reachable.
Ball's teed up, ready to fly here at the 7th.
Yeah, it's a slight elevated tee, so you see all the problems in front of you. A couple of bunkers down the left, 2 down the right. That's links golf, so you know where you've got to go. That's in between them.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
And what happened here in 1973?
The old squire, Gene Sarazen himself, made an ace.
He was 71 years old playing his final Open. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Rich, it's gone.
In the hole. You do not see that every day. That, folks, is a hole-in-one. Wow. Frank, the 9th hole, 423 yards, not especially long by today's standards. You looking to make birdie here? You happy to make a par and move on to the back 9?
Well, there's certainly a chance for birdie. 2 tiers here, just the top level. If that pin is on the top level, then you would certainly walk away with 4 very happily.
Pure strike, good result.
And that is close.
Shouldn't be a problem here. The great hits just keep coming. Moves to -11 on the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Just a couple of feet. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament.
Frank, this 11th hole can be a real bear. Even the Golden Bear knows that.
Yeah, just to remind him, in his rookie year in 1962, he made a whopping 11. Now, I can't remember the last time I heard Jack Nicklaus made double figures on one hole.
And so maybe a bogey 5 or even a double bogey 6. Not so bad. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Back here at the 12th, and this is a hole that heads back towards the water. You might not see your tee shot land over the ridge in the middle of the fairway here, Frank, so what's the best strategy?
Well, it's called the fox, and you have to be cunning like a fox here. This one has a slight bend to the right, and a little like the previous hole, this is another fairway that certainly requires your best tee shot. Should be safely on deck.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close, and then knock in the birdie. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. And now the tee shot here at the 472-yard par 4 13th.
A hole that bends to the right, ideally hit it down the left side, and then you're playing to a raised two-tiered green.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Getting set from 145 yards away. Well, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. The former PGA teaching professional has a textbook golf swing. Birdie try up next. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, what kind of par 3 is the 14th here?
You can get sucked in here, just 180 yards, which isn't considered that long. But if you look too much at the front of the green, you're going to see that's where the protection is. Oh, this is right at it.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. Now at the 15th at Royal Troon Golf Club, 483-yard par 4. This, Frank, is one of the hardest holes in the course.
It's certainly a stout par 4 at that distance. If you're playing it into a head breeze, then 260 yards is certainly going to be a big tee shot. But 260 yards takes all the bunkers out of play.
Well, that one is deep. Every bit of that ball. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now the lone par 5 on the back nine, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicklaus over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Now his third, staring right at the green. Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it was a poor decision. But well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here. Well, it's a big green. He's managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
Just 5 feet left. You love to watch him disappear, don't you? Frank, now to the hole they called Rabbit, 222-yard par 3.
I don't know why it's called Rabbit, because this is certainly some tough par 3. Green sits up a little bit. There's a big roll-off on the left side, well bunkered. This takes a brilliant long iron shot just to keep it on the green.
Frank, he's knocking them down and picking them up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out, one after the other.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frank, how does this 18th hole here at Royal Troon stack up against some of the other finishing holes in major championship golf?
Rich, it's a stout par 4, 464 yards, so it's sort of in the ilk of a Muirfield or Royal St. George's finishing hole. They've had some great 18th holes in Open Championships. This is actually called Craig End. It's the name of the old farm that was demolished at the turn of the century. So the 18th hole, it's certainly grown up and it's flourished to more than a farm.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter.
Great finishing hole here, Frank, at Royal Troon, the 18th.
Really, it's all about the tee shot. If you find one of those pot bunkers, then the best you can do is lay up, and then you're looking instantly at least a 5.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the International Challenge. Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Second shot, good look at the green. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
He'll take par and move on. Frank, another great example of links golf. It's not a particularly long hole, but there is trouble if you hit it offline.
Yeah, there's a bunker down there at about 280 yards that has to be avoided. Only the long hitters or perhaps the wind behind your back is the reason to take that bunker on.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good looking shot right here. That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. good putt. Back to the tee box here on hole number 3, and there are a few club selection decisions that come into play on this first shot, Frank.
There is. The reason why, there's a burn that cuts through from the 16th hole all the way across the golf course through the middle of the third. And that stops, or should I say starts, at about 285 yards. That really has to be at the forefront of your mind.
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, you've been there. How important is it to hit fairways early in the round?
It just takes the pressure off the rest of the game, Rich. I mean, not only are you reducing the length of the hole by getting the ball in play and, a good distance off the tee, but you're simplifying the next shot.
Okay, no problem with that one.
Rich Lerner back with you here at the 4th hole at Royal Troon, and this is a hole, Frank, that offers up a real scoring opportunity, a par 5, first one of the round.
Yeah, it's the last really easy hole you get at this opening start. 3 bunkers, 2 on the left, 1 on the right, but you can easily carry that one on the right, especially with any helping breeze.
That is just a beautiful shot. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. So often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Moving on to hole number 6 here at Royal Troon. Frank, what are the golfers facing at this long par 5?
Well, you've got to attack this hole in chunks, Rich. Just allow the mounding on the right to kick the ball forward, then try and position that second shot. Keep well away from that top bunker that's a little bit short, about 30 yards right and short of this green. That is the one that causes the problem.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. This one just requires a little bit of focus. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Frank, it's all about the difficult rough off the right-hand side of the green here at the hole they call the slopes.
Yeah, 600 plus yards par 5, so really you don't want to be flirting with that right side.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Wow, what a day. Every green hit in regulation. It's a big putt right here for birdie. That shot falls for a birdie. Back to the action here as we get ready to tee off at the par 3 8th.
Yeah, 5 bunkers surround this green that's perched up. The 2 really to avoid there on the right side. They're incredibly deep pot bunkers.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. He's made it. Ready to go here at the 9th at Royal Troon Golf Club. 423 yards. What are you looking to do with this one, Frank?
Well, it's another one that's a dogleg left. It's called the Monk, actually, because it faces the village of Monktown. One bunker on the left, 285 yards to carry that, but it's not that you're trying to carry it. It's you're trying to cut the ball off that.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, getting set for the back nine here at historic Royal Troon. What's the 10th hole all about, Frank?
It's called Sandhills, and that's for a reason. Blind tee shot, especially from the championship tees, where you hit it over the sandhills. Ideally, you want to hit the ball about 280, 290 yards.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Standing over the ball here at the par 4 11th. Frank, quite a hole.
The tee shot is so important here. This is one tee shot. If you miss, you will pay the price deeply.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Yeah, about 145 yards left here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. Frank, how do you size up the 12th hole here at Royal Troon?
Well, first look at 430 yards, you'd think it'd be a rather easy par 4. But that's not really the issue. The issue is gorse right and left. Well, par 4s, they're not all the same, Rich, but after that tee shot, I guess you can say this one's going to be easy.
That was a beauty right there. And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
Back here on the bonny shores of Scotland at Royal Troon Golf Club with just a wee breeze, as they say over here, Frank. On the tee at the 12th.
Yeah, hole that bends to the right, gorse right and left. There's a bit of a mound and rough down the right side. That has to be avoided.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball's sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. He made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. On the tee here at 14, it's another par 3, Frank.
Yeah, don't get caught looking at the front of the green. That's where it's at its most narrow. Ideally, something that pitches just into the top of that mound.
Good looking shot right here. That is a beauty, a real beauty. Locked in on the read and the speed.
And he has it for birdie. At the 15th, this par 4 is over 480 yards.
The key here really is the 3 bunkers, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. 260 yards gets you past that. If you find the fairway here, then you don't have to worry about the 3 bunkers that are short of this green.
Ideal position, sitting up perfectly. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Birdie try up next. Birdie try again here today. And takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
The back 9 here at Royal Troon has only 1 par 5, and here it is, Frank.
At 542 yards, you'd think it's reachable, but that burn cuts in at 280 yards, so it means you have to lay back. But I remember back in 1997, playing alongside Tiger Woods, and he still managed to get it on the green from behind the burn. That was some shot.
You knew at that point he was something special.
He certainly was. He then knocked it in from 40 feet for an eagle 3.
Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Just a couple of feet. Frank, now to the hole they call Rabbit, 222-yard par 3.
I don't know why it's called Rabbit, because this is certainly some tough par 3. Green sits up a little bit. There's a big roll-off on the left side, well bunkered. This takes a brilliant long iron shot just to keep it on the green.
That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Frank, now the final hole, steeped in so much history. When you think about the legends of the game who have walked off this tee on their way to the claret jug, guys like Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke.
Yeah, if you've got a one-shot lead standing on this tee, somehow you have to avoid those 4 bunkers. 3 down the left, 1 down the right, with a strip of fairway in between.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the International Challenge.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, they call this second hole Black Rock. They also call it the most heavily bunkered hole on the entire course. What do you have to do to stay away from that?
Well, it plays in the same direction as the first hole. So the prevailing breeze normally off the right. Some bunkers in play either side. Really just let the ball go to ground.
Like a little kid at school, Frank, that baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
How about this? Birdies at 1 and 2. We could be in for something pretty special today. Now at the third hole here at Royal Troon, and Frank, another sort of short par 4, just 379 yards.
Yeah, simplicity's the key here, Rich. You don't really want to hit the ball more than 280 yards. Reason why is there's a burn there. And then from there, still only a wedge into a green that has 2 tiers.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Frank, that looked good to me. You have to make those from that distance. That hurts. Has it. Good putt right there. Here's the first par 5 on the golf course. It's the 4th hole. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Certainly one of the best opportunities on the front side. There's 3 bunkers, but really the one that you focus on is the one on the right. If you can carry that, that's certainly the one to take on, because that ball will kick a lot further down the fairway. And sometimes you can be left with just a mid-iron into this green.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now the first par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 5th hole. A little bit more than 200 yards. What's the challenge here, Frank?
A lot depends on the breeze. Plus, you remember, you've got to allow for the roll and the bounce here. So anything pitching on the front of the green, let that ball release or kick towards the middle and back of the screen.
On the green in regulation. Beautifully done. That's a birdie. All right, Frank, how about the 6th hole, long par 5?
Yeah, 3 bunkers off the tee. Avoid those. But if you hit a good one, certainly reachable. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Moving inland now, Frank, the par 4 7th hole. Do you even think about carrying those bunkers on the right?
Not really, Rich. You're trying to work that ball off the left side, because if you get caught up on the hills there on the right, then all of a sudden you can start making 5s, 6s, and all sorts of weird and wonderful numbers. Whoa, talk about taking the head cover off and let it fly. That's beyond long.
Goodness, did he get all of that one? Wow. And he's made the green. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good putt. Now the 8th hole, and if the wind permits, you can take some extra club, sort of get it up in the air and land it softly on the green. I guess the last thing you want is to come in hot and roll it off this postage stamp green.
Well, you really don't want that ball going right either. Those 2 bunkers down the right side, they're the deepest ones, and they must be avoided.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left. He's made it. Frank, how does the front 9 finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just 1 bunker down the left to be avoided. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And he has it for birdie. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
This is a good-looking shot. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Frank, what happened to Jack Nicklaus here at the 11th hole back in 1962?
Yeah, that was his rookie year. He was actually looking at making 2 majors in a row. He just won the US Open. Came to the 10th hole, and, well, he made 1 more than 10. 11 to be precise. So, you never know. If you make a 5 or a 6, that's not so bad when you consider what happened to Jack Nicklaus all the way back in 1962. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. Had a birdie here yesterday in their close. Great opportunity for another one. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today?
Well read.
Back here at the 12th, and this is a hole that heads back towards the water. You might not see your tee shot land over the ridge in the middle of the fairway here, Frank, so what's the best strategy?
Well, it's called the fox, and you have to be cunning like a fox here. This one has a slight bend to the right, and a little like the previous hole, this is another fairway that certainly requires your best tee shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Getting set now over the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. And now the tee shot here at the 472-yard par 4 13th.
A hole that bends to the right, ideally hit it down the left side, and then you're playing to a raised two-tiered green.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Second shot, good look at the green. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Heading for home now, Frank, the par 3 14th, just under 180 yards. What's the key here?
Well, it's rather narrow at the front there. There's three bunkers, but it's the second two that you really worry about, that narrow the front of the screen up. Plus, the front is slightly raised, so ideally you want it to fly more towards the middle where it starts to widen up.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
Second shot.
Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance. At the 15th, this par 4 is over 480 yards.
The key here really is the three bunkers, two on the left, one on the right. 260 yards gets you past that. If you find the fairway here, then you don't have to worry about the three bunkers that are short of this green. That club must have melted after that one.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, the beauty of the game, the changing conditions. You've played it all over the world, and you don't play it inside a dome, do you?
Yeah, anybody can play on a fine, still day, but what separates the good from the great is actually days like today. That's when that little extra attention to detail, the better strike, the better swing is certainly going to pay dividends.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now the lone par 5 on the back nine, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
Oh, this is right at it.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, here's the only par 5 on the back nine at Royal Troon.
You'd think at 542 yards it would be reachable, but the burn that cuts across really limits the tee shot to about 280 yards. So it's very much about placing that second shot in a good distance for your third.
In the 1997 Open Championship here at Royal Troon, you played with Tiger Woods in the third round. What did he do at this 16th hole?
He hit a driver for a second shot into a head breeze from about 270 yards. Managed to get it on the green, then knocked it in from about 45 feet for eagle.
You knew he was something special back then, didn't you?
Yeah, he was the only one that even tried that shot.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, the right fairway bunker ruined Greg Norman's chance at the 1989 Open Championship here at Royal Troon.
Yeah, pulled out driver, and there's one bunker down the right side. Hit a perfect tee shot, what looked like it was perfect. Somehow it managed to run all the way down there and behind the lip. And of course, the rest is history.
Oh, come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350 plus yards. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
And that's a birdie. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the International Challenge.
Frank, through the years, there have been some great winners at the Open Championship played at Royal Troon.
Well, just in recent history, remember Mark Kalkovecchia in the playoff with Wayne Grady and Greg Norman. There was also Todd Hamilton when he beat Ernie Els in the 4-hole playoff. And back in 1996, Justin Leonard was to win his Open Championship.
Tom Watson also won an Open Championship here. Tom Weiskopf, his only major, that was 1973. The great Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke, they all won at Royal Troon. Excellent opening tee shot. That ball right in the fairway. Straightforward pitch shot here, 35 yards. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If he can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. And ready to tee off here at the par 4, 391 yards second.
Yeah, it's not overly long. The biggest priority for the players is just avoiding the bunkers. All 11 of them, whether it be with your tee shot or the second hole. But at that modest length, it is very much a birdie hole.
Just busted that. 325 yards in the fairway. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
Down, little Sheba, down!
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Great shot to get the birdie. Now at the third hole here at Royal Troon, and Frank, another sort of short par 4, just 379 yards.
Yeah, simplicity's the key here, Rich. You don't really want to hit the ball more than 280 yards. Reason why is there's a burn there. And then from there, still only a wedge into a green that has 2 tiers.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Locked in on the read and the speed. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Rich Lerner back with you here at the 4th hole at Royal Troon. And this is a hole, Frank, that offers up a real scoring opportunity, a par 5, first one of the round.
Yeah, it's the last really easy hole you get at this opening start. 3 bunkers, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. But you can easily carry that one on the right, especially with any helping breeze.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Good chance at one. Crucial eagle attempt on the way.
And his third here at the par 5.
Now, the first par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 5th hole, a little bit more than 200 yards. What's the challenge here, Frank?
A lot depends on the breeze. Plus, you remember, you've got to allow for the roll and the bounce there. So anything pitching on the front of the green, let that ball release or kick towards the middle and back of the screen.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. So a tester from 4 feet. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Frank, it's all about the difficult rough off the right-hand side of the green here at the hole they call the slopes.
Yeah, 600 plus yards par 5, so really you don't want to be flirting with that right side.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards, just crushed it in the fairway. Good contact, good result. Frank, how impressive is this performance so far?
You've got to tip your hat. Really, just play good from the first hole on. Rhythm is good. Hit a lot of good shots. Very smart, very smart decision making as well.
And it makes the green in regulation. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Ball's teed up, ready to fly here at the 7th.
Yeah, it's a slight elevated tee, so you see all the problems in front of you. A couple of bunkers down the left, 2 down the right, but it's links golf, so you know where you've got to go. That's in between them.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Second shot, good look at the green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
And he's made the green. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Okay, no problem with that one. Frank, the 8th hole, it is one of the most famous in the world, the little postage stamp par 3.
Yeah, the front part of the screen's the widest, Rich. Then it starts to narrow up, so you never know. Maybe going a little lower if you're going to go towards the back of the green. But really, if you're going to err, you want to err on that first third, first half of the screen.
Well, you don't want to come in too hot and roll it off the back. Frank, how does the front 9 finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just 1 bunker down the left to be avoided.
Wow, Frank, look at that one. How it just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Well read.
Excellent front side. Trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back nine.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Birdie try up next.
And he has it for birdie.
Frank, you come to an Open Championship and you expect to hear the term gorse. You see it here on the 11th hole. If you do end up in the gorse, what can you possibly do to get out?
Well, anything you can. A lot of the times it's an unplayable lie, but if you remember back 2004, Ernie Els tried to play a ball when it was suspended about 3 feet off the ground and managed to flick it out of the sort of the thorny gorse.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday, and he'd do it again today.
Good try, just didn't quite reach.